But we also see every year there's 4 to 5 teams that didn't make the playoffs that make the playoffs. We always see that switch. Who in your mind are a couple of those teams that didn't make the playoffs that you see jumping into the playoff picture this year?
Yeah, I don't know if this is a trendy pick. I've heard their names quite a bit. The Vikings, I'm fairly high on in all aspects. I think Justin Jefferson can break a ton of records. I think Kevin O'Connell is coach of the year. He's at plus 2,000 earlier in the summer. I think it's down to now at plus 1,600, so it's getting some steam. I think that's a valid bet still. I'd probably bet it down to like plus 1,400 just because of what he's able to do, right? He was, I believe, he's at top 5 marks in passing offense with the Rams last year, and he was 5th lowest where the Rams were in interceptions thrown last year. And we know that Kirk Cousins doesn't win the big games. Well, you have someone who's been in big games on the coaching side, right? I get the stat, right? I think he's 6-21 against winning quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, that is. But look, they were 8-9 last year. The Packers, I still think they're the strongest team in that division. But when you take a look at the Vikings and how they're set up, if that secondary can stay healthy, they were completely bitten by the injury bug last year. And Daniel Hunter, he's still in his mid to low 20s. You bring it over as a Darius Smith on that defensive line to get after guys like Aaron Rodgers. I really like the Vikings. And you take a look at the AFC. The AFC is so strong. You could definitely see the Chargers, right? The Colts just missed out. You could definitely see them as well. So the AFC is a little bit hard to predict. You could easily see that changing to the guard on the AFC side. NFC, it's going to be a little bit easier.
Before we let you go, Reid, wanted to ask, do you have a sleeper Super Bowl pick for us to make us seem really smart for all of our friends?
So, I mean, the Vikings right now are at plus 3,500, guys. Like I mentioned, the NFC is where you want to go. The NFC, that's the real division that if you want to try and take a stab at some place that you can get a team, it's there. And look, the Vikings right now, they're going to switch from a run-first offense to a pass-first offense. If they can stay healthy, they have the players on that defense as well to make a real change. So I would go out and get those tickets if you want to see Minnesota Vikings plus 3,500.
Oh, really jumping on the Vikings? Wow.
I like this because as I look at all the other teams in the NFC, none of them do it for me, especially the ones with the best odds to win the division. Like, I'm not going to pick the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. Something terrible will befall them in the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And certainly the NFC is very top-heavy as opposed to the AFC.